using the PLC simulator package in the Step 7 software package. This will allow us to simulate an operating PLC without actually having a physical PLC connected to our laptop. To use this software, you must make sure you do not have a PLC connected to your laptop, so I simply unplugged my MPI programming cable before I started this project. First, we will open Semantic Manager, and the New Project Wizard I will simply cancel. If you look on the toolbar, you'll see it's a very small picture of a PLC inside of a cloud. It's the simulation on-off icon. I will click that, and this window will open. At the bottom of the screen, I'm going to click on Semantic Manager to go back to Semantic Manager. I'm going to open a new document, and we will name this, I don't know, PLC Sim number 1, and I'll say OK. Now you will see PLC Sim 1. That's what I named my program here on the left hand side. I'm going to right click, insert a new object, Semantic 300 station. I will now double click Semantic 300 and double click hardware. If you notice, we're doing the same thing we did earlier when we first commissioned our PLC. Looking at our hardware catalog on the right hand side, we will come in here under Semantic 300, and the first thing we want to do is install the rack. And then we want to choose the CPU, and we are using the 314C-2 PNDP is version 3.3. I will click, and the CPU will only go into slot number 2. It's not network, so I'll say OK. We must now save and compile, so I will click the compile icon, and then we download. I will now go back to my Semantic Manager window, and I will open the tree until I see blocks. I will click on blocks. Here is OB1. I will double click OB1. Make sure we choose ladder and click OK, and our programming window will open. Now, using what we've already learned, I'm going to code one normally open contact controlling one output. So I'm going to click on my network. I'm going to bring down a normally open contact. I'm going to name it input 0.0, and I want an output coil, which I'm going to name Q 0.0. Once I do that, I am going to come down here to the bottom to my PLC Sim tab and open this. And what we need to do is add an input variable and an output variable. If you look along the toolbar, right here, insert input variable. I'll click that. And right here is insert output variable. I'll click that. Notice this is input byte 0, output byte 0, and then these are the individual bits in each byte. I will come up top here to the tab or the toolbar and click on PLC and make sure it says power on. I will then click on the execute and make sure that the scan mode here has continuous scan checked, and that looks good. I will now switch back to my ladder programming screen, and I am going to download, and I'm going to click my glasses. I will now switch back to my screen. I'm going to minimize this and make the screen a size that I can fit like so. I am going to place my simulated PLC into run mode. Notice my power on the network is now available. Now, in my PLC sim window here, notice that my input is 0.0. So here's my input byte 0, bit 0. If I place a check mark there, this is simulating turning this input on. Notice that when I turn this input on, the output comes on, and notice in my output variable table, the output 0.0 indicates that it is on with a check mark. And that is how we use PLC Sim.